Good morning. Morning, Tora. Ooh, wrong window.
To Channel Theo.
All right. Oh my gosh. Do I still have it up on my work computer? What are 4 control categories? Technical, operational, managerial, physical. I mean, I had them out of order. I don't think that matters. Team up. Technical, managerial, operational, physical. Technical, managerial, operational, physical. Regarding control categories, describe technical controls. These are controls that are operated by a system. Controls implemented using systems. Operating system controls. Examples are like firewall, antivirus. And control categories describe managerial. Policy. Administrative controls associated with security design and implementation. Security policies. Standard operating procedures, SOPs. And control categories describe operational controls. Operational controls are implemented by people instead of systems. Security guards, awareness programs. And control categories describe physical controls. These are like locks intended to keep people out. locks, doors, stuff like that. Limit physical access, guard check, fences, locks, badge readers. Of control types, describe preventative and give an example of one for each category: technical, managerial, operational, physical. Control type to prevent access. So technical would be like a firewall. Managerial would be like a prevent. Managerial would be like a it'd be policy. So preventative would be like a I don't know. Preventative operations implemented by people. Operational could be like a prevent would be a guard shack. And physical would be a door. Technical. Preventative is block access to a resource you shall not pass. Technical would be a firewall. Managerial would be security, following security policy, onboarding policy. Operational would be guard shack, checks all IDs. Physical would be enable door locks. Of control types, describe deterrent and give an example for each: technical, managerial, operational, physical. Deterrent would be something to deter, make someone question or can reconsider. Discourages an intrusion attempt. Does not directly prevent access, make an attacker think twice. So technical would be a splash screen. Managerial would be a policy. Marriage, so threat of demotion. Operational would be a front desk. And a physical would be a gate. Posted warning signs. No, not a gate. Yep. Posted warning signs. Of control types, describe detective. Good morning, Nori. Of control types, describe detective. It detects an intrusion.
Says, license and registration, please.
I think I left it in my other pants. You can double check these ones if you want, officer. Identify and log an intrusion attempt. May not preserve access. Find the issue. Technical or detective would be to collect and review logs. Managerial would be review login reports. Operational would be
Gonna need you to turn around and face the ground so I can tie you up. I mean arrest you.
Okay. Managerial review login reports. Operational would be operational for detective. Cameras. Oh, regularly patrol the property. Detect, regularly patrol the property. Physical. Enable motion detectors. Of control types, describe corrective. And give a control example of one each for control category. That's about right. Corrective. Something that fixes it after an event has occurred. Apply control after event has been detected. Reverse the impact of an event. Continue operating with minimal downtime and correct the problem. Technical of a corrective would be restoring from backup. Managerial would be all I can think of as policy. Creating policy for reporting security issue. Operational would be contacting law enforcement to manage criminal activity. And then operational. Physical would be a generator or use a fire extinguisher. Oh, no. Compensating was generator.
Viewer says.
Physical,
Morning,
use a
sir.
fire extinguisher.
Learning going well?
Yes. Thank you for asking, Pure. Hey, sorry about voice chat yesterday. I had my car in the shop, so I was fielding calls from them. I caught Small Beanie Hacker lying to me about something. So I was in and out more than I wanted to after lunch. Physical, use a fire extinguisher for.
I dipped as I fell asleep far too early.
No worries. Corrective. Other control types describe compensating. Compensating is a control type that kicks in to.
You just can't handle the truth, Noiki one hard.
Yeah, no, I know that. control using other means. This is for compensating. Existing controls aren't sufficient. Maybe temporary. Prevent the exploitation of a weakness. So a technical would be of compensating. Technical would be, okay, patching. No. Would be preventing access to an application instead of patching. Firewall block specific application instead of patching the app.
2 to 3 your time.
Yeah, that may work on Saturday. I was planning on doing gaming on Saturday. Firewall blocks a specific application instead of patching the app.
And Happy New Year.
Good morning,
Ring off
Fix It.
pom-pom.
Happy New Year. How are you? How was your New Year? Fix It. Did you lay low? I might have dozed off right before midnight. Technical firewall blocks a specific application for compensating. Managerial for compensating would be implementing a separation of duties.
Fix It says.
Operational requires
Just celebrating
simultaneous.
at home with the kids, smile, eating good food, smile, smile. You?
We just laid low. My son is at an age now where he's hanging out with his friends, so him and his girlfriend went over to another house, another family's house for New Year's Eve, and
Kitty says. Christmas soon, cannot wait, Noiki, one hug.
and then me and my wife and the small beanie hacker. Small beanie hacker went to bed like 11 o'clock. She's like, I'm good. I'll see the New Year tomorrow. And my wife was out too. I stayed up for a little bit. I was just watching TV and poking around on my computer. Implement a separation of duties for managerial for compensating. Operational require simultaneous guard duties and physical a generator used after a power outage. Of control types, describe directive. Give an example of one of each: technical, managerial, operational, physical. Direct a subject to a security compliance. Thank you for the hydrate, Pure. I'm drawing a blank. Directive. A relatively weak security control.
Fix It says.
My said he was going to bed at 22, but then he was awake at midnight anyways, trying non-alcoholic champagne. Not much fireworks here anymore though. New nature-friendly laws. 13 yo.
Do this, please.
So studying.
Yeah. Yep. Morning streams are going to be security plus study. I have a sorry for the white screen. I have a methodology of watching the videos, taking notes with pen and paper, making connection from industry knowledge I have, reading the Professor Messer study guide and making flashcards out of them, referencing Comptia and prompting ChatGPT if needed. That's my methodology. I had to make changes to my desktop, like my actual desk, so I didn't get as far as I wanted to yesterday. So it's kind of spilling over into today. But my goal is to do the methodology and review the flashcards at least once before moving on to the next video. Technical. Store sensitive files in a protected folder. Managerial. Create compliance policies and procedures. Operational. Operational's people. Direct a subject toward a security compliance. All I can think of is security guards. Train users on a proper security policy.
Ludwig says.
Or directive. Hey, Sir Ludwig, how are you? And then physical would be to lock them in the room until they know the proper security policy. Post a sign for unauthorized personnel. Okay. Maybe I should number these. I should number these also. Where should I put it? Probably on both sides. Top corner, left corner, and the upper left corner. What are 4 control categories? Technical, managerial, operational, physical. Regarding control categories, describe technical controls. Controls implemented using systems, operations, system controls, firewall, antivirus are examples of technical. And control categories describe managerial controls. Managerial controls are administrative controls associated with security design and implementation, security policies, standard operating procedures. It's not 1.2, it's 1.1. These are the same objective. 1.1. And control categories describe operational controls. Operational controls are implemented by people instead of systems, security guards, awareness programs. And control categories describe physical controls. Limit physical access, guard shack, fences or locks, badge readers. Of control types, describe preventative. Give examples of each for control category: technical, managerial, operational, physical. Already forgot which one I was doing. Preventative. I hate that kind of date. Preventative. Block access to a resource you shall not pass. Technical would be firewall rules or preventative. Managerial would be follow security policy or onboarding policy for preventative. Operational guard shack. Operational would be guard shack, checks all IDs for preventative. And physical would be enable door locks for preventative. Of control types, describe deterrent. Give an example of each for. Give an example of one for each category. Give an example of one for each control category: technical, managerial, operational, physical. For deterrent, discourages or an intrusion attempt, does not directly prevent access, makes the attacker think twice. A technical example of a deterrent.
Took my BTL certificate a few weeks ago.
Looney says.
Hell. Hi.
Good morning, Lumi. All good. Took your BTL1 certificate a few weeks ago. BTL1. I'm not familiar with that certificate. Good, Lumi. How are you doing? A technical deterrent would be application splash screen. A managerial deterrent would be threat of demotion. An operational deterrent would be front reception desk. A physical deterrent would be posted warning signs. Of control types, describe detective. Give an example of one for each control category: technical, managerial, Operational physical. You should see when I shave it off completely.
No thanks.
Detective. A detective.
Fix It says.
At Noriko Neko, lol, I didn't even like that one, but I never drink alcohol. It tastes horribly and I'm crazy enough without it. D never been drunk actually lol.
Identify and log an intrusion attempt. May not prevent
says.
access or find the issue.
Less than 3 tiny bug.
A technical
Translated from German.
detective control. A technical detective control collects and reviews system logs. A managerial detective is reviewing login attempts. An operational detective regularly patrol the property. A physical detective enables motion sensors. Corrective. Of control types, describe corrective. Give an example of one for each control category: technical, managerial, operational, physical. And of course, 1.1. Apply a control after event has been detected. It's corrective.
Fix It says.
Reverse the impact of an event.
Doesn't
Continue
work,
operating with
implies.
minimal
Sorry for
downtime.
disturbing your studies.
No, you're
No
fine.
Less than 3.
No, it's okay. I don't think the dash works in replies. It shouldn't read it. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't read it if you at someone. Corrective. Applies a control after an event has been detected. Reverse the impact of an event. Continue operating with minimal downtime.
At Noriko Neko sure, D.
Translated from Japanese.
A technical corrective control. Restoring from backup. A managerial corrective control creates policy for reporting a security issue. An operational corrective control, contact law enforcement to manage criminal activity. A physical corrective control, using a fire extinguisher. What are you trying to get better at, Luna? Of control types, describe compensating. Give an example of one for each control category: technical, managerial, operational, physical.
Lunui says.
Counter-Strike and girl voice.
Okay. Control using other means. Compensating.
Okay.
Existing controls aren't sufficient. May be temporary. Prevent the exploitation of a weakness. I'm hot.
You the one just asking says.
Hello.
Good morning, Ravi.
Raspberry Pi supercomputer says.
Why do gay men never flake on their dates with other gay men?
Don't know.
Because a mandate is required.
I'll allow it.
Moon Pie Dumpling says,
Hey,
Well-
Moon Pie. Faux Machina. Of control types, describe, compensate, and give an example of each: technical, managerial, operational, physical. So using control using other means. Existing controls aren't sufficient, may be temporary, prevent the exploitation of a weakness. A technical control type. A technical compensating control type would be firewall blocks a specific application instead of patching the app. A managerial compensating control would be implement a separation of duties. An operational compensating control would be require simultaneous guard duties. A physical compensating control would be generator used after power outage. Of control types, describe directive, give an example of one for each control category: technical, managerial, operational, physical. Direct a subject toward security compliance. A relatively weak security control. Do this instead. Do this, please. Thanks for the lurk, Tagora. A technical directive control would be to store all sensitive files in a protective folder. A managerial directive control would be to create compliance policies and procedures. An operational directive control would be to train users on proper security policy. And a physical directive control would be to post a sign for authorized personnel only. Okay. I'm going to move on. I think that's what I should do. Watch the video first. That's a user-created command. Okay. I'm going to record it that I...
Why bird rather than Zaproxy?
15 raiders from Alchemy Sheep have joined.
Alchemy Sheep? Spectacular. How you doing today? Thank you for the raid. Let's check out Alchemy Sheep. I don't think I'm familiar with them. Moon Pie Dumplings, can you give me Who Am I again right quick?
Sure thing. D.
What do you do, Moon Pie Dumplings? We're gonna find out. Oh my god, Alchemy Sheep. Jesus.
Moon Pie Dumpling says,
I don't stream, but I am considering it.
I got mixed up. It doesn't take much. Yeah, the raid worked. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. So Alchemy Sheep, hi, I am Mega Ficus, an indie developer working on Game is Full of Bugs, also made Necro Bouncer. Ooh.
Lol, wait, was this the streamer that Mercenary Mitch just raided?
What,
Small world.
Alchemy Sheep, thank you very much for the raid. I've been a fan of Pirate Software for about a year and watch him blow up. It sounds like you make games too. I'm going to check out your game. I have a gaming stream coming up on Saturday that we may check out Necro Bouncer for. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A happy hour's arrived. Become the Necro Bouncer and toss out rowdy guests in a roguelike adventure through a nightclub club dungeon. Raise the dead. Discover hundreds of relics. Ban enemies and goblins up their powers. And gobble up their powers. It's one hell of a good ride. Oh my. Thank you for the raid. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm Theo. We call this painful IT. We call it painful IT because, well, I created the channel to keep myself on track and honest and hold myself accountable for studying for cybersecurity. Through that process, I was able to get a job as a penetration tester. And now I'm using the stream to keep myself on track for more studying and working on other things. And
that's cool.
And what I'm doing right now is studying for my Security Plus. Typically, I'm doing like some kind of hacking thing on stream. I'm doing Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, or I'm teaching myself how to do some kind of exploit. Very nice to meet you. Thank you kindly for the raid. So viewers from Alchemy Sheep, if you speak a different language, if you have a different native language, you can type in that native language and text to speak will translate it for my simple ass. If you want to practice English, you can practice your English. If you speak English, great. But thank you again, Alchemy Sheep, for the raid. Did we get Alchemy Sheep a shout out?
At Noriko Neko, I like to say small streamers are like Tamagotchis, where I get to remind them to drink and stretch.
Thank you for who grabbed that shout out. Thank you. Thank you for the stretch. I was just going to do that. My back is, and we're going to follow Alchemy Sheep. Gray Hack. Did I download that? Maybe not. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Okay, I'm going to take you up on that stretch and a hydrate. Thank you. So this is me stretching because my back is effed from years of working in a restaurant and as a beverage distributor throwing cases of Arizona and not lifting with my legs instead of and using my back instead of my legs. Oh, you didn't hear that, but it just cracked. Hold on. Oh.
Amaripin says,
Oh, finally let go.
Looks like
Oh,
you're
finally
taking a
let go.
dump LOL.
Oh,
Yuan just asking says,
Are you laying
Thank
an
you.
egg, Theo? Lol.
Amaripin says,
That angle isn't doing you any favors, lol.
is any angle doing me any favors? What angle do I hold my head so you can't see the bags under my eyes? Like that? Is that good? You look like you're taking a dump. No, that's at specifically 10 a.m. Yes, I'm very
LOL,
regular.
you're good.
Very regular.
Fomacinus is,
PFT, don't toy with us. You got good angles. Tom.
Are you flirting with me? Okay, now, Raiders. I'm going to play this video. It's about the CIA triad. And I tell you what, if you were having fun before you got here, this will put you to sleep.
The CIA triad is an easy way to remember the fundamentals of IT security. Sometimes you'll see this referred to as the AIC triad to differentiate it from the federal organization in the US called the Central Intelligence Agency. But since it's so easy to remember CIA, we often refer to the CIA triad instead of the AIC triad. But keep in mind that the CIA triad has nothing to do with the CIA being the Central Intelligence Agency. The C in the CIA triad is
Mean Dumpling
confidentiality.
says,
We want to prevent someone
Though
from
this is
gaining access
absolutely
to private information. We need to provide that
But it's
information in a
3:30 a.m.
confidential.
for me, lol.
You're being
I
nice.
gotta get to bed.
Oh, this will put you to bed, all right. No worries, Moon Pie Dumpling. Thanks for hanging out before you go to bed. Good night.
Way. The I in CIA is the
Anyone just
integrity,
asking says,
where if we're sending information
Is there a
from
separate
one
command to
person
get
to
you up to
another,
that link like
we want to be sure
YouTube?
that the recipient.
No,
Mean
just
Pie
use
Dumpling
social
says,
socials.
I'm not being nice. I actually like cybersecurity.
Okay.
Crying face.
Fair enough. But you got to go to bed, and it's going to be muted until you turn off the stream.
Lol, bye.
translated from Haitian Creole.
Really is receiving exactly what was sent from the origination. And lastly, the A in the CIA triad refers to availability. Obviously, we want to be sure that all of our systems remain up and running at all times, even if we're implementing some type of IT security. You often see the triad written as a triangle, and each leg of the triangle has the confidentiality, the availability, and the integrity listed as the security objectives associated with the triad. One of the biggest challenges we have in IT security is making data available to others, but making sure that availability is only to the right people. We refer to this as confidentiality. One way that we provide this confidentiality is through encryption. We can have one person encrypt data, send it to someone else, and that other person can then decrypt that data to be able to see the original plain text. Obviously, anyone in the middle who happens to get access to that encrypted data has no idea what's on the inside, and if they were to look at that data, they would not be able to discern anything important from that information. Another common way to provide confidentiality is to set limits on what someone may have access to. We commonly do this with access controls. We can limit who might have access to certain types of information. For example, this might allow someone in the marketing department to be able to see all of the marketing presentations and be able to make changes to those, but it would prevent all access to any of the accounting information of the organization. And if you've ever had to provide additional authentication factors when logging into a system, that's another type of confidentiality. Someone would not be able to access an account unless they had the proper authentication credentials, and adding those additional factors provides more confidentiality. When we're receiving data from a third party, we'd like to be able to verify that the data that we have received is exactly the same data that was sent, and that nobody has made changes to that data while it was traversing the network. We're able to do that by using methods of integrity. One way to provide integrity is by hashing. The person sending the data will create a hash of the data and send you both the data and the hash at the same time. When you receive the data, you'll perform the same hashing function, and if your hash matches the sender's hash, then you know the data that you've received is exactly the same as the data that was sent. We can enhance this integrity by including a digital signature when we're sending data, which takes a hash and encrypts it with an asymmetric encryption algorithm. This means that we can check to make sure that none of the data has changed, and we can confirm the person.
Thank you for the follow, Mind with Mind. How you doing today?
Who sent the data. That provides an additional level of integrity that could be important if you're sending very sensitive data. It's also common to use certificates to be able to identify devices or people and provide additional factors of integrity, especially when you're transferring data from one device to another. And lastly, we have the concept of non-repudiation. This means that we have proof of integrity, and we can confirm without a doubt that the information that we've received really did come from the originating party. If you've done any work in information technology, you know how important it is for your systems to be available. Availability is that leg of the CIA triad that ensures that people have access to the data that they'd like to view. One way to provide this availability is to have systems that are designed to always be up and running. We might combine this with a system that has fault tolerance, where we have multiple components, and if one of those components fails, the other component can pick up and continue to operate normally. And of course, if you're concerned about systems being available, you'll constantly need to make sure that they are managed and updated by patching those systems. This ensures that the systems are always as stable as possible and that we can close any existing security holes, preventing someone from gaining access through some type of exploit. The CIA triad is an easy way to remember the fundamentals of IT security. Sometimes you'll see this referred to as the AIC triad to differentiate it from the federal organization in the US called the Central Intelligence Agency. But since it's so easy to remember CIA, we often refer to the CIA triad instead of CIA. We often refer to the CIA triad instead of the AIC triad. But keep in mind that the CIA triad has nothing to do with the CIA being the Central Intelligence Agency. The C in the CIA triad is confidentiality. We want to prevent someone from gaining access to private information. We need to provide that information in a confidential way. The
Good
I
morning,
in
Theo.
Scott B, good morning. How you doing today? How was New Year's? Anytime I think of confidentiality, I think of like a manila folder somewhere in a locked
Pretty good.
cabinet.
Took my wife out for dinner and dancing.
Aw, that's nice.
Producer Wolf says.
Less than 3.
Good morning, Wolf. Confidentiality. Prevent disclosure of information to unauthorized individuals
I'm gonna
or
take a little
systems.
nap. Dick.
Translated from Dutch.
Who you calling a dick? Of information.
I started working on 7:30.
To unauthorized individuals or systems.
Am.
Individuals or systems.
Now I feel like I deserve some rest.
Absolutely. Get some rest, Wolf.
Called HP for 3 straight hours. Bible thump.
Oh boy.
Producer Wolf says.
You got to fix those pieces.
You gotta fix those pieces. Oh, PCs. Got it.
CIA is the integrity, where if we're sending information from one person to another, we want to be
laptops in
sure
this
that the
case.
recipient really is receiving exactly what was sent from the origination.
No.
And lastly, the A in the CIA triad refers to availability. Obviously, we want to be sure that all of our systems remain
laptop
up and
and
running
PC
at all
manufacturer.
times, even if we're implementing some type of IT security. You'll often see the triad written as some type of our system. This exact to and we need to reality. We want to prevent someone from
Within the
gaining
support.
access to private information. We need to provide that information in a confidential way. The I in CIA is the integrity, where if we're sending information from one person to another, we want to be sure that the recipient really is receiving
the
exactly
laptop
what was
batteries are
sent
swelling
from the
up.
origination. And lastly, the
Yeah, you don't want to get first support on that. Swelling batteries is not good. Integrity. When I hear integrity, I think, someone doing something, something, someone doing the right thing, even though no one's looking.
I think 60% our 300 big fleet of laptops were having that particular issue.
Wow, that's a lot. Messages can't be modified without detection.
Other 30
The A in the CIA triad refers to availability. Obviously, we want to be sure that all of our systems remain up and running at all times, even if we're implementing some type of IT security. You'll often see the triad written as a triangle, receiving exactly what was sent from the origination. And lastly, the A in the CIA triad refers to availability. Obviously, we want to be sure that all of our systems remain up and running at all times, even if we're implementing some type of IT security.
You know the reverse CIA triangle, triangular ruler.
The reverse? No, I'm just going to stick with the normal one, the CIA triangle. Systems and networks must be up and running.
Destroy deny disclose. Video.
Translated from Uzbek.
Good one to remember.
Nope. I'm focusing on just what's on my screen to remember right now, Wolf.
It's the opposite of the CIA. Well, just trying to help Bible thumb.
This kind of, so heart to heart, like this kind of learning for me is excruciating, and like ridiculously difficult for me. I've never been good at this kind of learning. Never. My grades in high school were shit. My grades in college, for the first half, were shit. When I was in computer science, and they were better because I switched majors to a joke degree. When I went back to school, and I decided to
and safety.
Translated from Dutch.
When I went back to school, I fell in love with cybersecurity because it was hands-on keyboard. I was interacting with the material, and that's really the way that I learn. But doing this, it takes so much time to get this stuff to stick. So that's why I'm making such a big deal about what is coming in. Like what we're chatting about. I don't want to hear about anything the opposite of the CIA triad that's going to clutter up what I'm trying to like work on.
Well, don't get your system well. Well, it makes sense through.
I think that's all that I can do, at least on stream. I got to get small beanie hacker up, get her food, and get her on the bus.
You destroy integrity, you disclose confidential information and deny the information.
What? Destroy integrity. What are you talking about?
Don't listen to me says.
Hi.
Hi, Zupier.
Producer Wolf says.
It's okay, I'm very tired. Not sharp. I'm sorry, pensive face.
Hey, Memo's Twitch is on. Let's return the favor. Oh, crap. Oh, he's on a customer call.
You the one just asking says.
Tie for the stream, bleed purple.
Don't listen to me says.
That's about right.
Muted.
Thank you for being here for my new routine. As always, there's the support links if you want to support the stream at all. Thank you for being here, Zupier. Sorry you're here, and then I'm about to dip. Ravi, Nori, Producer Wolf.
That's fine.
Scott B, Moon Pie
I'm late
Dumplings,
to everything.
Raiders, if you're still here. Luna, have a great day.
Scott 1969 says.
See ya, buddy. Be well.
Don't listen to me says.
Have a good one.
Ah, ok, a livello. Ho capito. Allora lì bisogna pensarci un attimo. Non è facilissimo. Indice c'è lì, esatto, c'è l'indice, esatto. Poi la finestrina di aggiunta c'ha due campi, ok,